Hi, I'm Scott. Thank you for joining me in this video. If you're new here, I do pencil drawings. Okay, so welcome back to another of my videos from the my Scott Spencer channel. Thank you for joining me again. If you haven't already seen the first section of this video, it's going to be a three-parter, I think. Possibly a four-parter at a very push. I'm trying to keep the length of the videos down to sort of 10-12 minutes. I've been looking at the analytics for the first video I've put out, and it seems a lot of sort of people are only watching it for maybe the first 2 minutes of the video, so I'm trying to keep them very short. Then obviously it's less of a daunting watch, so this one's altogether about 12.5 minutes long. But yeah, thank you for joining me. If you haven't already watched the first video, I'd highly suggest you to go and watch that. It'll just give you a sort of indication of what we're doing in this. So just to give you a quick recap, we're doing a time-lapse drawing of Captain Jack Sparrow. Obviously it's played by Johnny Depp, Mr. Depp, who has recently won the case against his lovely ex-wife. No surprise there, seeing as pretty much she couldn't come up with any credible evidence, but we won't go into the politics of Hollywood celebrities and stuff like that. So yeah, you saw the first bit of the video. I was drawing on an easel, and I like the idea of drawing on an easel because it makes the drawing very a lot easier to sort of get proportions in correctly, especially even when you've sort of gridded everything out. Sometimes things can get a little bit skewy, so just having it on an easel just really helps sort of put it in front of your face rather than sort of away from your face and leaning away. But I find it quite uncomfortable, and the easel that I've got, the sort of drawing easel that I've got, it's more for displaying stuff and painting, when you're not putting a lot of pressure on and you're not having to sort of lean on the drawing to get accurate sort of positioning of various facial features, I suppose. So yeah, so that's why I've changed back to drawing sort of on my lap, if you will. So there we go. So yeah, I started actually the remainder of this drawing by just shading in some of the bandana slightly, so it's slightly darker, but I think I'm probably going to go in and do a bit more on that later on, sort of the finishing, like the final touches, as well as finish off the pattern that's on his bandana, because that's proving quite sort of challenging, and I can imagine it being very long and drawn out. So I thought I'd treat myself and sort of reinvigorate the drawing and sort of give you guys something really to look at, just by sort of drawing the majority of the face in. The majority of the face in this video will be drawn, I believe, maybe an hour, 2 hours worth of footage left from this recent sort of drawing sort of session the last few days. As I said, I'm trying to keep the videos quite short, just so that it's not too long and boring for you guys to watch. Even though I've sped this up 16 times, so there is roughly about 4 hours worth of drawing in this one 12-minute video. Obviously 4 hours and condensed down to 12 minutes. It's quite sort of fast and repetitive, and you just see sort of the drawing appear, which is why I wanted to do more shorter videos, if you will. So it'll just give you something faster to look at, faster results, I suppose. Everyone likes those fast results. So yeah, I'm basically drawing in the eyes here. I've got the left eye pretty much in. I do believe I go back in there and do a few more details, but as long as I can get them roughed in, fairly closely and shaded fairly nicely, I'm usually alright with that. And then what I'll do is, the end of the drawing, I will tend to go in and do a lot more detail with it, finer detail. Because what can happen sometimes is you drawing stuff and you're blending shading in, those finer details that you're putting in, they can just get lost in the blending. So it's always better to just go through your drawing when you've finished it, and and just go in with your, the fairly sharp sort of darker pencil or whatever. I mean, it might be I need to go in with my finer razors and stuff like that. So But yeah, you can see they're getting the majority of the eyes in there. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these drawings. I mean, the feedback I've got from the first one was relatively positive. Yeah, I'd like it if you could watch more of the way the YouTube algorithms work is the longer people watch, the more people, you know, the more interesting YouTube seems to think the videos are. So I mean, if you're going to watch this, and you could just stick it on in the background, that'd be brilliant. Obviously, I'd prefer you to watch the full video, you know, with your own eyes rather than just cheating the system. But that's just one thing you could do. So yeah, various cuts in this video rather. I'm sure you can appreciate sort of sat down for, you know, 4 or 5 hours at a time. It's quite taxing. You tend to get sort of very jittery legs and stuff, and it's nice just to take a break and, you know, just stand up, have a stretch, and also doing that, it allows you to sort of put the drawing down, you know, and have a look at it from a distance, and it kind of highlights any bits that just want addressing earlier on. As I said, sort of in the first video, the worst thing you can do really is get like really heavy detailing and then realise when you take a step back that there's something very wrong with it, and, you know, because you've just wasted a load of time, and B, it's more difficult to erase those mistakes once you put it down. You can, as I say, you can put more down, but you can't take that, you know, you can't take it off. It's harder to take off. That's what I was trying to get at. Words. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just doing a bit of shading under his eyes, using that eraser to just take out some highlights from under his eyes. Really, he's got quite heavy makeup on in this in the reference photo. I'm sure you know which reference photo it is. I'm not going to show it like fully on camera because Disney. Yeah, I believe they are quite strict with sort of reproducing or showing images that they have took, which is why I tried to take the reference image off the video mainly. Obviously, you will see little bits of it, but that'll be fine as long as the full thing isn't there. So yeah, this drawing's actually turned out really. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking at it now whilst I'm commentating over the top of this lovely drawing video that your guys are watching, and it is very much coming to shape. It's like if I didn't have the reference image next to it, I could tell straight away it's Johnny Depp. You know, it's Captain Jack Sparrow, which that's always a good thing. You know, it's always a good thing for you to for your drawing to actually be looking like what you're drawing. So yeah, hope you guys are well. The weather's been fantastic. I've been enjoying it. The last few weeks, I think summer's definitely here. So you've been out in the garden, and, you know, I hope you've been having some barbecues, or, you know, vegan barbecues if you're vegan. I know that's a thing for people nowadays. So all inclusive in this channel. Yeah, filling time in. So yeah, here I'm doing bits of hair detail. Actually, he's got a couple of braids on either side of his, one on either side of his face. So I'm just putting the hair details. The hair can be very, very tricky to do. It's took me a long time to figure out how to do hair, but it's really all it's about is just thinking how hair sort of curls and how the light hits each strand of hair, if you will. So when you draw hair, your initial reaction when you draw hair is just to draw little lines, but if you actually look at a picture of someone's hair, it's more sort of mid-tone, like dark to mid, obviously depending on what colour hair they have, but sort of dark to mid-tone shading. There's dark pieces in between, random shapes of dark pieces sometimes, but a lot of the time it's about just getting the highlights of the hair. As long as you get the highlights of the hair in roughly the right place, you know, for where you think the light's going to actually hit that hair or that strand of hair, it will generally look pretty realistic, you know, pretty realistic. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm just going in with my micro eraser. I keep calling it, yeah, micro eraser, whatever it's called, a Tombow Mono Zero. And they're just basically like a little retractable eraser, really small sort of eraser lead, if you will. If you can imagine like a mechanical pencil, they're very much like that. You get refills of little eraser sections that you put inside. So yeah, you can sharpen them up. The good thing with them is you can get sort of really fine details, really fine lines, which is good for doing stuff like I'm doing now, which is doing shading for your cheeks. If you look at a picture of someone's cheeks, it's not just sort of like, it's not like one shade, it's not 2 or 3 different shades blended together, it's kind of 2 or 3 different shades blended together with then darker textures running through them, lighter textures in between. Yeah, and you can imagine sort of where your head gets at whilst you're doing it. It's kind of, it tends to be a little bit all over the place, a little bit like the commentary on this video. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, pretty much coming towards the end of this video now. I'm just about putting sort of nose detail, a bit more nose shading in there and starting to do the nose, but as you can see both the eyes are in. Using some cotton wool there just to blend out the cheeks a little bit. So yeah, the next video will be released within the next 3 or 4 weeks. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and yes, I will see you in the next one. Bye.